Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Tuesday, the 18th day of February 2025. It is Tuesday of the 6th week of the year, the 6th week in Ordinary Time, and this is the faculty lounge for the lower school, our K through 5th grades here at the Franciscan School. I have just gotten my coffee, and it is rather cold outside again. Who knows if it's going to snow tomorrow or not, or what's going to happen with the weather and things like that. So, but today we're back in school after the Washington's birthdays or whatever. Not Washington's birthday, or President's Day celebrations yesterday, and so I have to go ahead and do online the Lenten workshop with the postulants today that I should have been in DC at now, but I get to be here again at the Franciscan School to welcome and begin morning prayer, which will begin in about 5 minutes. So, moving right along with everything, Genesis takes us to the flood, and again God's dismay again with what humanity has become because of its sins and whatever it is that's been going on. Now again, God can correct nothing of this, it seems, but just get angry and then get offended and saddened and decide to destroy everything, which again is like, I didn't like my toys, so I'm going to break them, more or less. It's a very puzzling, again, to look at God's justice in all of this is very, very, very difficult. But as you all know how the story goes, basically, 2 by 2 animals are selected to repopulate the earth after the flood's waters recede. And that is what Noah does. Noah, the only just man, takes him and his family, builds an ark, and then God begins to bring over to Noah's ark this collection of animals, so that in creatures and all kinds of things, so the earth can become full once again. And the passage ends today with the rains beginning. And so there's this whole problem with this idea of what does it mean, for God to decide that this is the only course of action to correct things, and the question is always, does it really correct things? Because then you always run into the whole problem where if all of humanity is wiped out, how does humanity then repopulate itself in a sufficient way, in a healthy way, in a safe way? Again, this is where the ancients are trying to understand, again, themselves and the world around them, and also this God who has spoken to them, and what this God actually asks of them as a people. And so, again, using their own senses of justice and righteousness, they're trying to place these upon God. And as you can see, it is not very successful. And again, this is where more needs to be understood about God. And as the Hebrew Scriptures begin to evolve and to unfold, a more deeper, more profound understanding of a God who is not like us, and yet is full of abundant love and care for us, is revealed. In the gospel today, in Mark's gospel, you really cannot make heads or tails of anything that Jesus is saying. It is true. And even scripture scholars don't even comment on this. Again, there's no bread for a picnic that the apostles and Jesus are having, and they don't know what to do. And Jesus begins to talk about leaven, and the apostles think that's because they have no bread. And how that connection is made is really unclear. But it then goes on for Jesus to get angry. The apostles don't understand what he's talking about when he says, do not become like the leaven of the Pharisees, or beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. And he doesn't really explain what that means, but then goes into, when the loaves were multiplied and when the baskets were filled, and, how do you not believe any of this? And perhaps that's the whole point of it. The leaven of the Pharisees is a leaven that does not allow anything to rise. It is a dead leaven. It is not because it mistrusts Jesus. It mistrusts his mission. It mistrusts his words. It mistrusts what even they see in front of them as signs of a God walking in their midst. And again, that cannot be the perspective of Jesus' apostles ever, because nothing will get done and nothing will happen. And so he's warning against this. And again, the signs that have been shown already in feeding multitudes, which is what he did on Saturday, which we didn't have, that this is part of this reality and this truth of something new in their midst, and to distrust it will only be to their disappointment, and to their sadness. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.